Are you Matthew Aldridge?
I'm the attorney of fact for Matthew Aldridge.
You were what?
The attorney of fact.
Attorney what?
Of fact.
Attorney of fact. And what does that mean?
You know, his authorization to do legal representation.
Are you a licensed attorney?
No, I'm simply an attorney of fact.
Okay. And does that mean you have a power of attorney? What is your name? What is your name?
This one is a circus from the very start. The judge calls out, "Are you Matthew Aldridge?" And the man at the podium answers with a straight face, "I'm the attorney of fact." Now let me stop right there. Attorney of fact? What does that even mean? It's not a real legal role, it's not in the books, and it sure doesn't fly in a criminal courtroom. But here's this guy, standing in front of a Tennessee judge, convinced he's found some secret legal loophole to dodge the system. The judge tries to pin him down, asking the obvious, "Are you a licensed attorney? Do you even have a power of attorney?" And surprise.
My name?
Yes, sir.
I don't have.
You don't have a name? Pardon?
I'm the attorney of fact for the respondent mayor.
Well, let me explain to you. Only an attorney at law can stand in court and represent a criminal defendant. And to do so otherwise violates the criminal law statutes of the state of Tennessee and could land someone who attempts to represent themselves as an attorney at law in serious trouble. I understand what you're saying. I understand you're saying an attorney in fact. And what I want you to understand is that if you have a power of attorney, then you need to demonstrate that power of attorney. Do you have a legal document called a power of attorney?
No, I do not this time.
Okay. Then you don't have any authority to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge in this court. You have no legal authority, nor do you have any authority through a legal document to represent or to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge.
Why don't we court just let me file this document?
Show it to the bailiff and he'll show it to me. Apparently there's a copy here.
Surprise, he doesn't. Instead, he hands over a piece of paper like it's his golden ticket, claiming it gives him authority to represent Matthew Aldridge. And I wish you all could see the judge's face at this point. Calm, collected, but you can tell he's had enough of these sovereign citizen games. The paper itself? Just a mess of made-up laws and fake citations, the kind of thing pulled straight from some internet forum. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The judge doesn't blow up, doesn't shout, he dismantles the nonsense piece by piece. He reminds this man that only a real attorney at law can represent someone in a criminal case, and trying to play lawyer without a license. That's not just foolish, it's illegal. The judge then makes it crystal clear. If you don't have a valid power of attorney, you have no authority in this courtroom. End of story. But does that stop this so-called attorney of fact? Not even close. He keeps trying to argue, keeps pushing the sovereign citizen script as if saying the...
Well, I find that Matthew Neal Aldridge has failed to appear personally in this court for the plea day on his case, which is set for trial tomorrow. And as a result, you have no standing, sir, under what I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation. And I'm simply telling you that you do not have the right to represent Matthew Neal Aldridge. If you are, in fact, Matthew Neal Aldridge, then you need to say so and stop this nonsense, because what you're attempting to do has no legal effect. You cannot challenge the criminal law or the jurisdiction of this court by simply filing some legal mumbo jumbo having to do with civil litigation. That has civil litigation in it. It is not a criminal case that you have cited. So it has no effect on this court regarding the criminal statutes of this court. This court is empowered under the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the state of Tennessee, and by the duly elected citizens of Cheatham County to empower and enforce the laws of the state of Tennessee. And that is what I'm going to do regarding Matthew Lynn Aldridge. Mr. Aldridge is set for today to appear in court personally on what we call our last plea day before his trial date tomorrow.
Is that an article pre-trial?
To what?
Would that be an article pre-trial, a trial by jury with jury?
It would be a trial by jury, certainly it would be. But I don't know who you are. And I don't think you have any authority if you are not Matthew Lynn Aldridge to appear before this court. And you are wasting valuable time to all of these other citizens who are here today. So when I'm talking, you stop talking. No, you will when I'm finished talking. You are wasting the court's time by doing this, and I'm just simply instructing you that if you are in fact Matthew Lynn Aldridge, then this is your last day to settle your case. The trial date is set for tomorrow, and unfortunately, it will not go forward because of the fact that I have a conflict and I have to be in Stewart County on a civil matter. So we're going to assign a new trial date for Matthew Lynn Aldridge. All right. To Matthew Aldridge and the individual standing before me whose name must not be uttered.
The right magic words will erase charges, jurisdiction, or reality itself. And that's when the judge finally lays down the hammer, reminding him that this court has power under both the U.S. Constitution and Tennessee's Constitution. No YouTube document or pseudo-legal paperwork is going to change that. And right there, folks, you can feel the tension shift. The judge is done entertaining this show, and it's about to take a turn that leaves this guy with nowhere to hide. The judge doesn't waste another second. He tells this man flat out, "If you are Matthew Aldridge, then say so. If you're not, you have no standing here." And let me tell you, that was the breaking point. Because sovereign citizens thrive on confusion. They want the court tripping over technicalities. But when a judge calls their bluff,
then we will set a July 15th trial date for Mr. Aldridge. Whatever this document is that you have filed is in fact invalid because it does not cite any valid criminal statute, and therefore I'm denying whatever that might be in the way of a motion. The trial date will be July 15th. The last day for Mr. Aldridge to enter a plea or go to trial will be July the 8th. July the 8th. Now, we're going to give you a card. If you are in fact Matthew Aldridge and you're just playing games with the court regarding this nonsense that you filed, then you may get this card and you may go on about your business. If you are not Matthew Aldridge, then I would suggest to you, you relay to Mr. Aldridge that he must appear on July the 8th, or a bond revocation will take place, and his case will be set, will take place with him in jail, incarcerated on the 15th. That's the judgment of the court. You need to take your piece of paper and go on about your business.
head on, the whole act starts to crumble. The courtroom watches as this man stumbles through half-answers, trying to twist legal jargon into some kind of shield. But the judge? He's steady, patient, and razor-sharp. He explains that filing fake documents and citing irrelevant civil statutes has no effect in a criminal courtroom. None. And when this guy tries to press about jurisdiction, the judge cuts him off, reminding him that jurisdiction isn't optional. If you're standing in Tennessee, Tennessee law applies. Period. Then comes the hammer. The judge announces that Matthew Aldridge himself failed to appear for his plea day. And this nonsense at the podium doesn't change a thing. In fact, the judge even tells the man directly, "You're wasting valuable time that other citizens deserve in this courtroom." That's the kind of line that hits like a gavel. And just when you think it couldn't get more tense, the judge sets a brand new trial date, July 15th. He makes it clear, if Aldridge doesn't show up in person by July 8th, his bond will be revoked and he'll be sitting in jail awaiting trial. The courtroom falls silent. That's it. No loopholes, no games, no attorney of fact. Just the law, plain and simple. But the judge doesn't stop there. He tells this man to take his bogus paperwork and go on about his business. And folks, the way he said it, calm but firm, you could almost hear the exasperation behind the words. Like a teacher who's seen the same excuse one too many times. And here's the real kicker. Before letting him go, the judge even joked about not uttering the man's name, a rare moment of dry humor in a courtroom that's usually all business. It showed just how little weight the judge gave this whole charade. What's coming next is the final blow. The judge's closing words that not only shut this man down completely, but also expose exactly why sovereign citizen arguments never, ever work.